Hello and welcome to Kump.
Hello.
Hello, Lucy.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing good. You're looking great.
Thank you so much. My drip is continuing to thrive in this new economy, in this golden age, the golden age of drip, as I like to call it. Everyone's doing quite well, and it's kind of like you ever hear of the Pax Romana in Rome?
Sure, yeah.
It's just like that. It's just
Do you feel it?
I feel like it's just like a lot of I might get eaten by a lion, whatever. It's Roman.
It's hard to connect with you when you're wearing those things.
Yeah, I mean, this is really ruining our marriage.
It's hard to see you as human, even.
I'm more machine than human now, even though they're not. I would love to get like my eyes replaced with a visor, and like just I have to deal with like contact lenses or my eyes in general.
Like that X-Man.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Who's that X-Man?
Wolverine?
With the X-Man with the visor.
Beast? The Beast, the genius Beast?
Cyclops.
I
Cyclops.
never heard of Cyclops. Never heard of him. Anyway. We had a fun night last night. We were at a birthday party.
Oh, amazing party.
And, we talked to a lot of different people. We think it's a bar kind of setting. And people out there, I feel like the youth aren't taught how to, mingle at a party. I think it's part of the problem. Everyone's just like, especially with COVID and just, being kind of self-absorbed narcissists.
It's made everyone really, autistic.
No one knows how to go out and meet people and engage, in small talk. But I thought maybe I could share. I'm not going to hoard all the knowledge. I have a tip that we implemented quite, I think, well last night.
Splendidly.
And,
I think it went great.
I enjoyed it. I mean, some people might say it was grotesque and, kind of deeply immoral.
Disrespectful.
Sure. What do I care? Try this. Here's the thing.
Manipulative.
Okay. I'll take it. It's not, look, you can't do this in a mean way. You can't do it in an evil way. I won't endorse that. But go into a social setting and just try to get something going. And by something, I mean like a rumor.
Try to get it circulating around the room.
Yeah. I mean, not about something that like someone there, right? So just nuts and bolts. People want, like, am I teasing too much? Here's the deal. Think about this hypothetically. If you run into somebody and they go, "Hey, how you doing? How you been?" And you go, "Oh, I'm great. Did you hear about Bronny James?"
What do you mean, Bronny James?
He shot himself.
Oh my God!
And here's the problem. Someone go, "Wait, really?" And you have to go, "Yeah." And you go, "And did you wait, where is it? I don't see that." And you have to go. Someone on the street told me. Because I don't have it. I can't. Like, we're in the age of smartphone. Here's the pitfall.
Or the way you phrased it. Some guy was yelling it on the street,
right?
Which made it. I think it hurt the believability.
It's the problem. But I anticipated the problem is that people immediately pull out their cell phone.
Right.
And
not everyone though. Some people are very trusting.
Sure, and those people that was we had a great conversation then. But here's why these technologies kind of ruining America. It's because you can't get something going, even for a short term, just kind of to lube up the social interactions, right?
Yeah.
Because people are like, "Oh my God," and they start checking their phones, and you have to be like, "Oh, is he alive? That's great." They'll be like, they'll drill you and be like, "Well, my phone's dead." And a couple people, their phone was dead too. But yeah, I mean, it's a great icebreaker. Did you hear what Bronny James did? And no one's expecting you to say, he unalived himself. And this is awful. I mean, he's fine. He's not going to. You don't pick someone who's you're a depressed, sad person. No, it wouldn't be fun then. Because this guy's a star athlete. He may not be the cream of the crop like his dad, but he's doing fine in the lottery of life. It doesn't mean spread awful rumors about him.
Yeah, his life is not going to be destroyed by somebody thinking he shot himself.
Right.
For a night.
Look, you can't lie about what people do, right? I mean, that is something they did. But I mean, you can't say he did X, Y, and Z, he did something illegal. That's wrong. You don't slander these people. But I mean, part of being part of the aristocracy of America is, some people can kind of, have fun with your personality.
That's spreading a rumor that Bronny James killed himself.
Well,
it's just is having a little fun with his personality.
I think he'd laugh. I think he'd think it was funny. He's like, I think he would be like, this guy gets it.
It's also the kind of thing where I feel like that it shows it actually elicits
maturity.
Sympathy.
It shows maturity.
It shows maturity on your part, and it elicits sympathy.
Right.
For Bronny James.
We should pay more.
It actually helps his brand because people who might not have even thought about Bronny James.
He's stuck in the G League.
For one moment, cared deeply about him and his drama.
He's in there in the G League, which is the lower league they dumped him in. I'm just bringing awareness back. And people out there go, I don't know anything about basketball. I can't do this, Kump. I mean, you could pick, some kind of other, star, like a star trapeze artist, or maybe Yo-Yo Ma, shot himself, the famous cellist Yo-Yo Ma. The chess champion.
Yeah, but what's beautiful about Bronny James, about it being Bronny James?
He's so virile. And so it's like, why would he do that? Like, you could see, like, Yo-Yo Ma doing it because he's just kind of like, he's like all pent up. Like, maybe not. Maybe he might be a lovely man. I've never met him. I'm sorry. He doesn't stop by the diner and eat a burger with me. Yo-Yo Ma.
But also, Yo-Yo Ma doesn't seem like the kind of person to really question being alive. Like, he doesn't seem like the kind of person who would be driven to suicide in that way. But
I don't think I don't know that most people who do that or do it because of questions. Are you picturing people just like existential questions that don't get answered? You go, well, I might as well just end it. Is God real? Who could know? Bye. I think it's more like sadness and pain. But yeah, I see. I get your point, kind of.
But Bronny James, there's a built-in rationale for it.
Right, because he's not as good.
Not that I think he should do it.
No, it'd be a silly reason to do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's not as good at basketball as that. And it's like, who's going to leave him all his money anyway?
So it has more of a narrative arc.
Yeah, it's more tragic. It's more like, it would be, look, if LeBron James wants to be the GOAT, this is part of it. People accuse Michael Jordan of getting his dad killed. I don't endorse that. Oh, his gambling debts. The man's worth like $500 million. I'm sure he could pay his gambling debts. But everyone said that Michael Jordan's dad got killed because of his gambling debts. Mm-mm. If you want to be the GOAT, this is GOAT territory. People just making weird stuff up. And it's fine. And I'm being, I'm not saying, if this started, if I succeeded and this like spread and became like a news story, I would try to stop it. I'm not a bad person,
Right. Yeah. Oh, you would come out and take you would announce that you would start.
Is it a crime? If it's a crime, I wouldn't.
I don't know. I don't think it's a crime.
Will I get in trouble?
Does that count as slander to say that somebody killed themselves when they didn't?
I mean, I think the best proof of no, I don't know. I'm not really a lawyer. I'm just a paralegal. But, it's a great icebreaker. Mm. And think of it this way. You're sitting there alone in your, parents' house or your bad apartment that smells and you can't meet people. And every time someone from work invites you and you bring up the election, they invite you to some bar and you just talk about Trump or Biden or Kamala. Yeah, her. And you go, well, what do you think about this? And they go, you're a turd. Stop being a turd. Contribute something. Imagine if you were like, you remember the show Clarissa Explains It All on Nickelodeon? Mm-hmm. She's dead. And they go, well, what? And they go, no, she's not. But now you got it's like exercising.
Right. Yeah, and then sometimes you can choose to let somebody in on the plan.
Right.
You can pick someone up, almost like you're in a multi-level marketing scam or something. That maybe you can just spread this rumor to a few people.
Maybe you can lie about a disease. There's a new pox. Hey, you hear about the new pox? the fish pox. with the fish pox disease, right? The fish virus. It's like
no, I haven't heard about the
It's like
fish
the monkey.
virus.
It's like the monkey pox or the COVID.
Oh, those look horrible.
Yeah,
Those lumps, those hairy lumps that people get on their arms.
Yeah, you're gonna be dead soon. You and your kids. You know, and that's honestly, you may think I'm being a joke, but like people like to go to scary movies. They like to go on roller coasters. They like it when people pick them up, metaphorically, and shake them a little bit. That's what being a great man is. It's shaking people up a little bit. You know, it's bringing people to the edge safely, and then making them feel a little danger. But also, like, you know, your hands on their back, and you're nuzzling them. You have to. It takes a lot of, you know. You have to cover a lot of angles. This is what the left doesn't get. You know, the left doesn't have a back rub. You need that.
You need the balance.
The political left, I mean. They're all about, you know, money, and we want more money. And we want, don't cure our cancer. And it's like, you need someone to just come out and just say, look, Clarissa is just, the pox. We're on the pox now. The pox is going to kill you. And it's, you can get it from water. Just a fish pox, any kind of water.
Any water, not even if I filter it or boil it.
There's water. There's a whole water. I don't remember the whole water cycle from science class, but there's a whole thing where it comes and it goes, and it goes into the atmosphere, it vaporizes. So rain can kill you. And then
no.
And you just spread these and you kind of convince someone this is how you get a date. This is how you get a woman. All right, this is how you get a woman to like you. You make her. Cause look, if you're really clever, you can kind of be more like chide her looks. Is chide a word? I don't know. You can neg. I mean,
that sounds like the 1920s version of negging. Like,
right. Well, it's like, look, these pickup artists guys always take it too far, right?
To find a wife, you must chide the woman's look.
Well, look, as I'm saying, it's intuitive, right? And these pickup artists are just grifters, and they don't understand. Like, there's a whole, in order to like make fun of a woman's looks, you have to kind of be pretty like sharp and and freewheeling. Like, hey, your hair is ugly, or something. But I love your face, but your hair is just smells like piss.
Makes me want to vomit.
Right. I would never have sex with you unless you paid me, or something. Yeah, whatever. How much? How much? I go, I don't know, a couple $100.
I wouldn't have sex with you unless you shaved your head. I mean, and if you want me to shave your head, you're gonna have to pay me.
Right. I mean, what would honestly would that?
That's a good pickup line.
It's not bad, right? Like if I came up to you and I said, I didn't know you. I was like, look, not for nothing, lady. You're not horrible looking, but I wouldn't have sex with you unless you paid me. Would you ask how much?
I guess, yeah. I mean, I might be curious how much.
Yeah, like how much?
What's a good number? How much would it cost?
Probably like $300 to $500. Depending on what you want. I mean, it shows a lot of confidence, right?
Yeah.
I think that shows I think that's a healthy amount of confidence to show a woman. Like that I'm worth it. Look, I may not be the best looking guy, but I know what my sex is worth. I'm
worth $300 to fuck me and $500 to play with my ass while you fuck me.
Wow.
That's the range. Is that the range of experience?
Yeah, if you want to put things in my ass while I fuck you, then it's gonna cost more. Just putting it out there. Full disclosure, because I know we live in a Me Too kind of world, where like people can get things confused, and I don't want that at all. I want a complete lack of confusion when it comes to my sexual conquests.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I want my sexual conquest to be very above board.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best evidence that you didn't rape somebody, right? That they paid you money.
Yeah, oh my God. I mean, has to go on Venmo. Imagine someone accusing you of rape. Like, well, I'm sorry, it's a Venmo, and the comment says for sex. You tell me, Judge, what happened. It seems like I'm a prostitute. And she's my John. Case closed. I mean, you've never heard of a case like that, hence the need for it. If you've never heard of something, it means it needs to exist. That's the general rule, like a principle, right? So yeah, you go and you tell someone like your kids will be dead soon because of the rain or whatever, and then they feel better, right? You go, oh, I'm kidding. I go, oh, okay. And they'll go, you never know. They'll say something like, these days, who knows if it's true? I used to maybe would think you were lying, but now who knows? They say stuff like that, right? They're always like, in this day and age, who can know what's real or fake? They love to say that. And so you give them the opportunity to say that and feel good about themselves. And you laugh at that and you go, ha, 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 good one. And now the center of attention is you. And now you've shifted the axis of power. I should really not be giving this away for free on the YouTube. This should only go on the Patreon. Patreon.com/Ray Kump. Shameless plug. You get an extra episode every week if you sign up. If you're not going to do that, at least like and subscribe to the show. All right, I'm giving away the gold here.
So basically, this
like and subscribe, Kump. Do it now.
You so conflict, so crisis.
Well,
okay, in the minds of the people.
That's my point. And it's got to be a little crisis.
A little.
People like these fucking guys,
like
these goons on the internet who everyone gets mad at, and they go, "Oh, women just don't want to." Like, I get it's hard out there, but sometimes this requires a little finesse, right? You don't go like, "Hey, nice to meet you. You're dead." Like, you can be dead soon. You don't lead with that, but you just go, "Did you hear about this virus that women like you were getting?" Women like. Like if she's a blonde woman, you say, "I heard. Are you okay? I heard about this guy who goes around killing blonde women." Something like that, right? I want to make sure you're okay. And like, they're like, what are you talking about? I don't know, like some guy who's like in this area who like kills people who look like, what are you, like 5'8"? Yeah, that's the that's the range. So I'm glad I guess you haven't gotten attacked yet, but he's out there. And then she'll be like, what are you talking about? And her boyfriend will come over and go, no, I was just kidding. I was kidding about that. So you can always just go back, but like, if you bring up politics, people have very deep-rooted feelings about politics, right? And so all they hear about, they go, oh, Trump, and you're not convinced anyone. But no, people don't really have strong feelings about that. Like a guy who kills blonde women, they don't like it. Mm-hmm. No one's happy about it. But they're not like, it's interesting. If I told you that, you wouldn't be triggered by it. But if I said, I voted for J.D. Vance, people lose their minds. Right? But like I say, there's a man killing blonde women who look just like you. And you go, oh, that's interesting. Mm. That's how you date women. But you have to tell them the truth. You can't just keep the lie going. That's not what I'm not advocating for just deception.
When do you think you reveal that you were lying about the disease?
Over you over a drink. You say, let's get a drink and we'll talk about it. And then you go, oh, by the way, this wasn't real. But I'm not saying you sleep with her first and then you that'd be wrong. To sleep with a woman because you tricked her into thinking she has AIDS or something. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. Who would do that? I mean, imagine like just convincing a woman she has a disease and trying to console her. That's not what I'm doing here. It's a fine line. Don't use these tips if you can't handle them. If you're gonna be weird about it, I'm trying to help men, but use
them responsibly.
I'm putting myself out there with my toolbox of tips. Don't make me look bad.
How do you feel about using magic? The use of magic. That's the dust that you they blow in the women's into their
face,
eyes.
and they hallucinate. There's a drug that makes women forget who they are. It was on like internet documentaries back in the day.
Wait, that makes women forget who they are?
It was like some South American country, and they would blow dust in your face or something, and then you'd be like, who am I? I don't know. I mean, it might be an urban myth. But this is the kind of thing you could bring up, I guess, as an icebreaker.
But it only works on women?
Maybe it works on men. I guess it works on men, too, if you wanted to.
It's also such a specific thing to forget,
right?
Just who you are.
Well, I just think
I guess the idea is that it gives you such horrible brain damage.
Well, I'm sure if, for instance, you could you knew every president and what order they go in history, you also forget that too, perhaps. Mm-hmm. There is a difference between short-term and long-term memory. I don't know how it works, but you might lose some trivia also, in this process of them tricking you into being a prostitute or whatever they do. Mm. That's the idea, that these pimps go around and they blow dust.
Oh, they're pimps.
I think. Well, I
thought that this was like these were like holy men or something.
No, I think it's like a sex trafficking thing. I mean, that's the gimmick at least. I don't know. I don't know if they refer to themselves as pimps. I mean, I don't know if it's a universal descriptor.
Are you sure you're not just thinking of Rohypnol? But
I think this is different. I think
Roofies?
this might not be real, but it was something like I forget which YouTube.
That's a cooler way to roofie people, though.
I don't think it's any. I won't endorse that. It's a cooler. I mean, look, anything you do like this is cooler. Sure.
Yeah.
You like Kaiser Sosa, really, and like that, he's gone. Now you're a prostitute. No. Look, I mean, it's just. The point is, don't do that. I forget how we got on.
The point is, there's a better way.
There's a better way. You just talk to people, and it's not only for sex purposes. If you want to make friends, you just you say, "Hey, I was fired for my job for speaking out against immigrants or something." You go, really? Like, yeah, I said they shouldn't be immigrants. They fired me, and you go, "Wow, that's really." And I'm just kidding.
You think that turnaround should be that quick?
I think honestly, look. I feel
like you need an 8-hour turnaround on the lie.
I don't know. I mean, it depends on the lie. I feel like that one. Yeah, maybe probably okay. You 8 hour turn. You want 8 hours to go.
So let's say you've seduced this beautiful woman.
I didn't. Yeah, I want to be clear. My thing. I didn't say I was kidding, but people just kind of blew up because everyone just kept checking their phones. But I mean, that's a verifiable thing. But if you say I was fired for yeah, I guess you can keep that going longer. So you just become known as the racist guy, and then when people find out you're not, I mean, it's not racist per se. You just think there's enough jobs. You know, we need jobs for people here, and you say that. Hey, I'm not racist. You know, whatever.
I just
Make your
care
case.
about Americans. Yeah.
Make your case, but then you go, no, I don't even have a job. Later on, when you're talking to these people, and then and relieves the tension. It makes people like, oh, all right, this guy's got a sense of humor. We don't know where, and people don't know where you stand politically. Did you do that to mock people who are anti-immigration? Did you do that because you kind of are? You want vicariously live that? No one knows. You're an enigma, and that's the most valuable thing you can be right now. Is an enigma. Everyone just keeps talking. I love freedom. I love. Don't buy. People were talking about Black Rifle. What is Black Rifle coffee? I saw a controversy where they weren't Second Amendment enough. They're veteran coffee. I'm not trying to advertise for this company. I'm just saying, and people go, yeah. And it becomes a white noise. Be an enigma.
I have to say though, there were quite a few people,
right,
who upon hearing that Bronny James had killed himself, and then rapidly discovering that was a lie.
Yeah.
There were quite a few people who basically turned to us and went, well, it's nice meeting you guys. And then immediately left.
Yeah, but that's not, those aren't quality people. Those aren't people you want in your life.
That's true.
Right? If you're gonna lose your mind over that.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone lies to you now. I'm a guy who's coming out with you want me to sell you some fucking, drink made from palm trees? Convince you to buy into my multi-level marketing company? Is that what you prefer? Everyone's trying to get something from you. There's no friends anymore. Anyway. There's this thing, I don't know if this is a real thing. Is this a truth, or is this someone trying to spread a rumor? That there's homeless people nearly double in blue states in just 2 years.
A lot of those people are migrants too. They're around for sure.
Are they migrants with homes?
What?
Are they migrants with homes?
No.
So they're home. That's accurate then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm just contextualizing, not denying.
No, I agree. I agree.
But it's but yeah, I mean they're definitely around.
I don't even need to read this article.
There's a lot of a lot of the stuff that was set up during COVID,
right?
For restaurants to see people outside, and stuff, are now shelters.
Wait, those outdoor things in front of restaurants are shelters now?
They were kind of acting as shelters, some of them.
Officially?
I mean, no, not officially.
Oh, okay. I thought they were like clearing people out of like Umberto's. You go like, all right, make way. Like you're like taking your clam, like when you have clam sauce and throwing it on the street. Like, this is someone's home, you pig.
I love how you have such a strange and abstract mind. in all cases, except for when I say anything. And then you're just 100% literal.
No, it's fair. That's a fair assessment.
But so. But
Do you want me to say I'm sorry?
They're in a bad state. I feel for them. They're they're not.
I do. Well,
they're not in a good way.
I'm a very compassionate man, and I have a plan for the homeless.
You do.
I do. I have a plan. I don't know if it's going to stop them from being homeless.
This isn't just another one of your pickup games. You have
look. If it gets
your pickup artist games.
I'm married.
You actually care about the homeless and want to solve this problem for them.
First of all, I'm married, so I'm not trying to pick up women. All right, I'm not some playboy. But yeah, if I was single, I would definitely use this to get laid. And it would, if I think curing homelessness should get you a few sex sessions. If the world was fair, but whatever. I don't think that's too uncore. If you were the guy who fixed homelessness, even if it's just in New York, and you couldn't get laid, you look around and go, what the fuck? I cured homelessness and no one will fuck me? Not even the homeless?
I mean, solving homelessness is kind of a simp move,
I guess, yeah. People don't want you to fix anything. They want you to break it. Breaking shit is hot. Regardless, I have an idea. And it's a good idea, and it'll work if we do it. We teach the homeless karate.
Wait. Okay. I mean, look, I'm not against teaching the homeless karate.
Yeah.
But
you can say karate.
But once you say it like that, it's so fun.
It is fun.
But why?
I'm glad you asked. I see. That's is this semiotics? Is that the term for it? When people study language and how people talk, you say something like the way I just said it, and you give them a tease, and you make them ask why, and now they're engaged. Now you pull her in, and you go because it gives them confidence. Homeless people are notoriously not confident.
You think that's what they're lacking?
They may act very confident. Weak people think homeless people are confident because they're always yelling at them and setting them on fire or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. But that's not real. I mean, real confidence. You could tell someone's got a balanced heart. Their core. They're centered. And I don't get. I think homeless people are very kind of jumpy. Because they're afraid you might hurt them and take their things.
You think that's why?
Yes. Yeah. I think they have a lot. They have these things. All they have are these little things they have. These trash or whatever junk they carry around or cans or, satchels, whatever. Computers. Maybe some of them have laptops. I'm sure there's some homeless people who have laptops in day trade. I'm sure it's a thing. Why wouldn't it be? Everything else is real.
Right.
You tell me there's no homeless people who day trade on laptops? We work. It's possible. So my point is, but they're afraid because they're on the edge. If you take away anything from them, then they just plunge down the rabbit hole of society. You got to give them the means to protect themselves, and that's why you teach them katas and different martial techniques. You teach them to do kicks, kick wood in half, and that makes them less likely to kick a woman or a man.
But if they did still decide to kick a woman or man, couldn't they do so with more deadly precision after they've learned your techniques?
Look, I mean, if you look at on the news and you see that like Ray Kump has gotten his way, and we're teaching the homeless people karate, and you don't decide to take karate lessons yourself, you're dumb. You're gonna need to learn karate. If I get my way, we're all gonna need to learn karate.
I mean, you're gonna walk around knowing less karate than a homeless guy.
That's crazy. That's suicide.
It's kind of embarrassing.
I call that a Bronny James. That's suicide. But no, look. I mean, here's the thing. It will make them imagine because you always see homeless people yell at each other on the streets and like throwing things at each other. Imagine if they could just kind of they kick it out real quick.
Right.
You watch a karate tournament. It's very quick. It's just like pop, 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 and it's over. You ask any martial arts man, any martial arts enthusiast. Speaking of which, I'm gonna put it out there. I want you all not harass the man, but go in his comments and say Ray Kump sent me. He's got a plan for the homeless. You should have him on, and I want Joe Rogan to co-author this with me. because he's a man who knows martial, karate. I think he does taekwondo, which is basically karate from Korea, I think. I mean, if that's offensive, I'm sorry. I think it's just Korean karate.
It might be, but okay. So you want him involved?
I would love to have him involved. Who could be more of an endorsement than him? If I saw, and he would, what you want, Bruce Lee? He's dead. Jackie Chan, he does comedies. It's not really, people won't take him seriously. No, I think Rogan's the right one. And we have him on, and then get me on this show, and I can convince Rogan if I can do this. We don't even need the government.
Is he the one teaching everybody karate?
No, but that's my point. He hasn't taught anyone karate yet. I don't think he has a dojo. So let's just do it. Let's make a homeless dojo.
Yeah.
And they can sleep in the dojo sometimes. If they're good. If they do the right thing.
But look, I'm okay with all of this, but I feel like if you're gonna be teaching this to people, you gotta give them a little direction with it. I mean, you might as well maybe they can defend. Maybe the homeless can become a defense force of sorts.
Look, I mean, if you want
an even more effective version of the Guardian Angels, because
I think
because honestly, they probably would be more effective if they had less to lose, in confronting crime. Have they ever actually confronted a crime?
I won't even put my name on it because it just sounds better if we call this whole organization the Joe Rogan Karate Club, and then we give her a certificate. I'm going to be part of it. I'm going to be like co-owner or whatever, but I'll let him have a name as a gift, and. It's just, he's got more gravitas. And as part of this whole deal, if you complete, whatever, the blue belt, I don't know what belts are better. The colored belts.
Black belt is the best
That's
one,
the best.
Right?
I mean, I don't know if we're going to expect these people to get black belts. A lot of them have, like, rashes. But, maybe.
Is there a blue belt?
There is a blue belt, I think. Maybe a green belt.
Maybe we get them up to blue belts.
You get a blue belt, and then we give you a Joe Rogan Karate Club certificate or a certification. That you can protect the business, kind of like Kyle Rittenhouse was protecting
Kyle
them.
Rittenhouse, yeah,
right. And but this is
Kyle Rittenhouse who's been through a little bit more.
Sure,
before that moment comes.
Right. Look, I got nothing to say about Kyle. The right thing, wrong. Who they found him innocent, right?
Yeah.
So I can't be held responsible for this, and also I'm not giving them guns yet. But like the point is. So if it does go poorly, whatever. So they broke someone's arm. All right, is that making the news? Oh, a homeless guy broke some guy's arm because he thought he was trying to steal from the diamond store. Whatever. I mean, I don't think a news editor is going to look at that and go, "Who gives a shit?" and toss it in the garbage. No, if he shot the guy, then it's a problem. And I'm not anti-gun. Everyone knows that. I'm Mr. Gun Hand. But I'm just saying you can be under the radar if you're just breaking arms.
Right.
For good. I'm just saying, if things go wrong, things always go wrong. There's always going to be a few wrong things. But if you do it with karate, it's less permanent. That's all I'm saying. And then we get these homeless people off the streets, onto the mats, and then they can protect us. And then we can grow to love them. And then they'll be like, well, can we have a house now? Well, no, then we wouldn't have protection. It's like, it's a vicious cycle of it all. I mean, that's the thing. We go, oh, you're a bleeding heart. I just tricked a bunch of homeless people into becoming the cops. How am I a bleeding heart liberal? You fucking people, I'm on another level.
It's a genius solution in a way.
Thank you.
Turning the homeless from a kind of like a site that that puts people on edge,
right,
that makes people sad, to a site that makes people feel safe.
Yeah. I mean, look, if you fucking came to me as a homeless person and said, hey, I haven't eaten in days, and I'm mad about it. Please give me money. And usually, a lot of times it's a little more aggressive than that, but whatever. Oh, I'm so hungry. I'm like, all right, maybe I'll get. But if you do like a roundhouse kick in the air, like a spinning kick, I'm like, damn, dude, that's great. That's just great. Good for you. And I'll toss some change at you.
I know this isn't realistic.
Right.
But I kind of like the idea of them doing, like, for each business that they're protecting.
Right.
Right? One man to a business.
Yeah. I think if you're a black belt, blue belts is 2. The ideal thing is a black belt, and he can do it on his own.
I like the idea of them doing kind of like, even when they're not fighting somebody or
Right.
defending the business, they're still kind of like doing karate moves.
Oh, yeah.
Like a little dance.
Well, because they're not paying them a salary, so they kind of have to like still, work for, try to get tips
Yeah.
from the public. But I mean, they're tips for like, athletic ability, not just some guy who's like, I'm hungry. Well, then do a kick. Do a flip in the air.
Right.
I mean, does karate do flips? I think you can do flips in karate, right? I could have that wrong. I'm sorry. If there's no flips in karate, egg on my face, I guess. But I'm assuming these people flip in the air sometimes.
These are some of the questions that Joe Rogan can't answer.
Right. This is why I need a guy like Joe Rogan on my side, because he brings credibility. He brings a lifetime of knowledge. He has organizational tactics. Mm-hmm. I'm sure he might come in and be like, well, what about swords? Maybe we involve swords in this. I'm like, genius. But I won't do that. I don't have the confidence to do that on my own. Right. I need a Rogan in my corner before I start giving swords to the homeless.
I mean, this is almost like this is a utopian vision.
You got to break a few eggs, and if those eggs happen to be thieves who are trying to steal from a business who that's eggs are gonna get broken one way or the other. If you don't do anything, then you don't. At least this way we control the eggs. You get my point?
Yes.
Yes, people will get hurt. I am not denying that. This will. If you want to spin it, you could spin it in a poor way, in a way that makes me look like I did a bad thing. But that's true of everything now. There's no winning unless you take life by the throttle and you ride the horse, right?
Now, there is the occasional, dangerous homeless person.
Sure.
It's generally a negative stereotype about homeless people. Generally, homeless people are not out to harm anybody. Yeah. But every once in a while, you get somebody who's in a schizophrenic episode, or they hurt somebody accidentally or purposefully. How will they be dealt with? And
by the sensei will deal with them in the class. You got some crazy guy who's talking a lot of shit in the middle of this, Joe Rogan Karate Club class. You don't think the fucking sensei, whoever it is, me or Joe or whoever, whoever we hire.
You're gonna be one of the sensei?
I mean, sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll have to get I'll have to get my own blue belt or whatever.
Right.
I have to say we have to stay one belt ahead of whoever you're training. I think it's the idea. So once I get my brown belt, I can train, or the brown belt high, whatever. The blue belt, I can train nobodies, and up the list we go. But whatever, I'm saying, if you got some guy who's a problem, then yeah, as a sensei, you can do a bunch of karate shit and you humble him. And once you humble a man, like that, they learn to fish. That's just how it works. I mean, people are just afraid. When you're docile and you walk through the streets of New York and you just go, oh, please don't hurt me, that makes them want to hurt you. And not just homeless people, anyone. Oh, please don't rip me off. In Times Square. Please don't serve me a bad meal. It's at the shitty pizza place, or the Pinot Major, whatever the fuck they have here. The Sabara bread, Pantera bread. What is it?
Sabaro.
The Pantera
or Panera.
Panera bread. Yeah. Oh, I hope this is good.
Hope the lemonade.
But if you come in and you go, this fucking lemonade kills me. My fucking friends are gonna come here and destroy this business. So fucking, roll the dice. People are gonna treat you different. They're not gonna try to rip you off. Just be a fucking person. Be a fucking confident person who just, chooses life.
So those who step out of line are humbled.
Right.
But I mean, hasn't the experience of being homeless probably already humbled them significantly?
No, because it's not physical. They need to learn physical confidence.
Right.
People misunderstand what's happening. They just think that everyone out there is just they're lashing out because they're just because they're confident and everything's going well. No, because they're insecure about their situation and what they could do with their hands. Mr. Miyagi didn't start shit; he finished it. That's a fact.
Yeah. Sure.
So good luck homelessness. Your days are not over. That's how I would phrase it. Can we get a shirt that says that? Goodbye homelessness.
The nest will be on the back.
But whatever. I mean, I bet you if we read that article, they wouldn't have any solutions. They'd just be like, oh, homeless, what do we do?
Yeah.
Duh. I told you what to do. Now do it. What else we got going on today? A lot of stuff going on. A lot of ideas circulating. I had another thing. I'm sick of hearing about. Look, I think what got me thinking about this was the fact that these January 6th guys were all pardoned. Which, fine, cool. Let's roll with it. Everyone should get pardoned. But that's besides my point. Just pardon everyone. Everyone.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that a good use of the presidency is like pardoning someone, pardoning as many people as possible.
Right.
I feel like there should be a competition.
Yeah.
A healthy competition.
I think it should be.
How many people can get pardoned?
I think in order to get a bill passed, you should have to you should have to do things. A president should have to commit a bunch of crimes in the first term, or his son can, Hunter and Joe, but whatever. Like you have to do that, and then hope you can. You should not be able to pardon until your second term. That's how you fix this, and you make it work. So you should have to do a bunch of stuff, but it's a risk, right? And then you can, if you do a good enough job, and people like you enough and want this to keep happening, then then you can do as much as you want,
right?
Yeah, right. Like I mean, what did they end up doing? They stole some money from an oil company. These Bidens, is that the idea? The Hunter was fucking involved in something in embezzling oil company money or something. Energy company, Burisma.
Well, I mean, the charges I think had more to do with the gun and the crack.
Well, that's the charge they brought. But I'm saying, but the idea that they were, what was all that shit? What was he doing working over there in Ukraine anyway? It's kind of weird that we're in a war now. I don't know. It just seems very shady.
Right.
My point is, look, maybe it didn't happen. I don't know. I'm just saying that's the idea, right? I mean, if that's true, I mean, it's not correct. But would it matter to you? No, it's a fucking energy company. Who gives a shit? My point is, of course we fucking arrest these people unless they fix healthcare. Unless you fix the prison system, right? Unless you fix homelessness. Hey, this guy this guy fixed homelessness in New York City. Right, but he stole a bunch of money from an energy company. Who gives a shit? It's a fucking energy company, right?
Yeah.
You see my point?
Right.
So your crimes that enrich you have to be less than the things you do that are positive. And this is not even my idea. My idea is to put cats in prison.
What?
Well, not as a penal thing, not for the cats. But yeah, I look, because I was thinking about these people in prison, and Trump was saying, I think Trump said oh, it's terrible, the prisons. He said something like, oh, it's torturous. These prisons are awful, and prisons are generally not good. They're generally pretty bad places.
Oh, yeah. I mean, some of the people who were arrested for their part in January 6th, regardless of whether you think how bad, you think they behaved.
Sure.
Some of them have been put in solitary confinement for
that's true.
Crazy amounts of time.
Just based on what they did,
insane.
Or wait, is that based on what they did in prison, or just because of what they were charged with?
I think maybe for one guy, it was. I mean, sometimes it's because of your behavior inside or whatever.
Right, you could go to jail for stealing some bread to feed your kid, and but then if you go in there and you start fucking kneecapping people and fucking stealing their dessert, they're gonna put you in the hole. That's just gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't think they necessarily did anything like that. But also, it's look, prisons are super corrupt.
They're corrupt. They're terrible.
They would do that to you for no reason.
Sure, because you want those J6 boys, and they put you in a fucking rat hole. Here's how you make everything better. You put the cats in prison. Because there's nothing better than a cat.
Yeah.
And people. But you have to work it, right? Nothing teaches you empathy like having a cat. Because cats are very skittish. And in order to get a cat to love you, you have to be very gentle and very patient and learn to touch its belly. It was just nice, warm stuff that will make prisoners who tend to be, look, I mean, whether it's because you don't have money or because you're an inherently violent sociopath or because, you're just socially awkward. You didn't play the game right, or you hurt someone real bad. You're in prison. You have some things to work on. Even if it's just not, oh, well, I get caught because you're unlikable, I guess, or you don't have money. No one's in prison because they're the best thing. Everyone who's in prison has something to work on. Even if you're a whistleblower, well, maybe you should have, been more careful and strategic, and then went to France first or something.
You gotta learn how to be sneakier.
Learn to be sneakier. The point is, cats can teach you all this, and it can make you calmer and nicer, and they teach you how to love. And every prisoner will have a cat, and there'll be cats in the mess hall and in the showers. So if you start, if someone, everyone's like, oh, I don't want to go in the shower, don't drop the soap. Well, the cat's there. Start making noise.
And honestly, like maybe punishments should be doled out based on how the cat's doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, no, 100%. Well, here's the thing.
If you allow the cat to die.
No, yeah. I'm way ahead of you on this.
You get rat holed, but like.
I'm way ahead of you.
If you even let your cat get fat, you're
it's a problem. No, if you abuse your cat, and I'm way ahead of you on this. If you abuse, because it's a carrot and stick, right? It's like Winston. This is classic leadership. Carrots and sticks.
Classic.
If you treat the cat well, you become a better person, and we give you more responsibility, maybe, and whatever. Nicer food. I don't know. Maybe cat boys get nicer food. I don't know. If you treat your cat poorly, if you abuse your cat, first offense, we cut open your arm and we shove marbles in there. And I don't even know what it is. I know there's when you open up someone's arm, there's veins, there's arteries, there's bone, muscle, right? All those sorts of things. And when you inject, as a child, you look, oh, I'm getting an injection. You don't think of well, is that going into the muscle? Is that going into just the blood? Is that going into the area outside the blood? Is there an area? There is an area outside the blood, right? Because it's vessels and there's arteries, right?
Yeah.
My point is, I don't know, and I'm not going to be discriminating. So I'm just going to cut into the arm and shove marbles wherever the cut is. So it's it's going to be a deep cut.
Yeah.
I'll sew it up.
At best.
Yeah.
At best, what that leads to.
Yeah.
Is a few marbles jangling around around your epidermis.
So annoying.
So annoying.
Right.
Probably you hear it.
Yeah, I don't think you'll get infections because we'll make sure you don't get that feels like that's bad. You shouldn't infect people. But you can put marbles inside them. But there's also if you abuse the cat, right? If you forget to feed it one time, no, we don't shove marbles inside you at that point. But but we know it's like Oliver Wendell Holmes. We know when we see it, right? I know cat abuse when I see it, and you're getting fucking marbles in your arm, bitch. That's
Yeah.
That's the plan. Is it the best plan? It's the plan we got.
What if, variation on this.
Right.
Because you got to be able to see all the angles, right?
Sure.
Before you do that. What's the punishment for a prisoner killing another prisoner's cat?
You get an arm cut off. We can't make it like eye for an eye with cat the human. But I think we can agree you lose an arm. If you did it on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, maybe a hand. I know I'm going to give a lot of people the ACLU and and we'll work this out with Congress. I'm not getting a posse of prison guards to do this. This is all going to be above board. It's going to be we're a democratic society, and we're all going to decide together how many limbs we cut off when you kill your another inmate's cat. It's not going to be on me. I'm not going to go to jail for this. I refuse.
I also, another thing that I'm just for a problem potentially I'm foreseeing. Because if we keep putting marbles in people's arms.
Right.
Assuming they're at all visible. I feel like there's going to become a culture of seeing how many marbles you can get.
Right.
The more marbles, the harder you are.
Well, that's when I do corporate synergy, and I get some of my friends from that helped out through the Joe Rogan Karate Club, and I get them to we put them in the prison as undercover, inmates, and they might have been in jail before, so they can probably blend in. I'm not trying to besmirch. Look, I'm sure there's plenty of homeless people who've never been to jail in any capacity. You won't be probably picked for this assignment. There you go. But I'll get these boys. And if I can, and they'll use some of those other skills if you're trying to game the system, if you're trying to make a society of marble, of like we're like, oh, hey, in order to get into our prison gang, you gotta get more marbles in your arm, so it proves that you hate cats and you hurt cats.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna let that happen. We're not letting that happen. You can get karate in the face. Promise you, and there'll be nothing to trace me back to it. You know, you need checks and balances, and that's what this is. So I mean, you know, it's like, you know, how are you ever gonna prove some homeless guy? You know, what do you think, we keep records of the Joe Rogan Karate Club? I mean, he might want to. I mean, he's got a lot of money and businesses. He might, you know, that might be where we part ways, and I have to stop using his name because I refuse to keep records. You'll never know who the people I helped are. That way they can come and help me later on, like Les Miserables, right? Wasn't that the thing in Les Miserables? I didn't really see it, but the priest helps Jean Valjean or something.
Yeah, take these silver.
Take this
candle
shit.
holders.
Take it, and then now you're the king, right? You're the mayor of the town. Well, this the homeless guy.
Oh yeah, then he becomes the mayor of the town.
There'll be some fucking mayor one day.
Honestly, there's a lot of loose ends.
Sure.
In the musical, at least. Like
Honestly, I read the book. I didn't read the whole book. I got the audio book for that for some reason. Someone told me to read it, and like it was like 20. It felt like it was like 15 hours, and they still hadn't gotten past the priest. I never met Jean Valjean. Whatever. Point is, it was good. It was good though. It was an interesting book. There one day will be a mayor of New York, president of the United States, who might have been one of the homeless that I helped, who became powerful. And again, I forgot, I didn't think of this before, but there'll be no records. So people will be able to help me. I'll be able to call on people, and it'll be like one of those blue blood networks, like Skull and Bones or whatever. People all go, you know, all these fucking people who run the world, they went to college together, these fucking frats, right? Yale and Harvard and Skull and Bones. Oh, so that, you know, there's no record. There's no like, hey, business meeting. You fucking, you know, you have lunch with your friend and you decide to, like, you know, destroy the Federal Reserve System or something. You know, it's all done that way. Hey, let's invade Tokyo. I don't know. Over crabs, oysters. I mean, not crabs, oysters. What am I thinking of? Clams Casino. Whatever. You know, you give my friend a call. Let's casual lunch.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
imagine deciding to invade a country over a casual lunch. I don't mean fast casual. I'm not talking about, like, you know, a Chipotle. I mean like a nice place.
Right.
And you got, like, you know, maybe get some beef tidbits, right, or your steak tidbits, or you get a nice Caesar salad and a club sandwich, and you decide, like, you know, who's got lithium? We need it. Let's go fucking. I'll get my friends at the Pentagon. You get your friends at the fucking where you work again? CIA. It's great. It's all coming together. Synergy.
Just sending thousands of children to the mines.
Yeah.
While you still have a little bit of mayonnaise on the
You're
side of your
not
mouth.
gonna stop people who do that by not having your own networks of people, and that's why you help the homeless. And again, you want to turn the homeless into your shadow army? No. I help them. If they want to return the favor, I mean, I'm not putting a chip inside them. It's not Escape from New York. You know, the head's not going to blow up if they don't help me.
But realistically, there are going to be many people who feel they owe you.
They are going to owe me. And like, look, the thing about owing is like civil court. You know, you can't get blood from a stone. It's the whole thing of civil when people sue each other. It's like, you can sue me if you want, but I got no money. And there's nothing they can do about that. You can't get blood from a stone, right? So they will owe me, these homeless people, because I did help them. But yeah, they might not help me. They might be bad people at the end of the day.
Right.
You can't fix bad. Well, the cat might help.
There are.
The cats can help.
You do, you know, going around the city and stuff, you do see a fair number of disabled homeless. You know,
sure.
People in wheelchairs,
right.
People with no arms, people with no legs.
I think they got their own gimmick going. I don't think we need to like, you know, muddy the waters here. You know.
Once the able-bodied homeless are gone,
I'm not going to do disabled karate.
They'll make more money.
I know what you want from me.
Yeah.
You want me to do disabled karate? I'm getting that lawsuit nightmare. Bunch of fucking people in wheelchairs attacking each other. This just sounds like a problem. This is why big government can't fix things. It's all got to be every crippled person's got to be part of it. No, I'm sorry. This is a lottery, and you didn't win. People who were disabled. Right. I'm sorry.
But in a way, they do win too because there's less competition.
Sure.
You know, when they're out with their cups, there isn't some, you know, like able-bodied homeless guy.
I prefer they weren't helped by
them.
it, just so they can because I feel like disabled people can be very litigious. And so I want to make sure, soon you get ramps put in places and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I want to make sure, I'd prefer that anything I do doesn't help them at all, just so they can't like turn that against me. Because when you help someone, they can always be like, well, that help hurt me actually. Oh, you gave me money and I use that money to fucking, buy a gun to shoot my son. Well, I was just trying to help you. Yeah, well, if you didn't give me that money for the sandwich, I wouldn't have had the gun money. It's like, well, for real catch-22 we're in, aren't we? It's a real Murphy's Law situation. So I don't know, whatever. But if they get helped, I guess that's fine. I mean, I don't love it. It's going to be looking on my shoulder all the time. Who else?
Who else? How do you start getting the word out about this?
But which one, the cats or the karate? Which comes first?
I mean, they both kind of flow into each other, don't they?
Yeah,
I mean, the karate guys in the prison.
We'll need to do the karate guys first, just because we'll need them to like keep tamp down the what you mentioned, the guys who want to hurt cats.
Right.
I'll need to enforce that with my underground karate network. But this is how you win. And this is how you create a new society. Mm-hmm. You don't whine about politics. Politics is nothing anymore. There's nothing you can do. Oh, they're going to deport me. I can't do anything about it. Which it's over. Oh, they're going to do this. I can't do anything about this. I can train the homeless in karate though. Right? I can clean up my streets.
You can clean these streets.
I can make the streets cleaner.
Yeah.
With violence, but not my proxy violence. What do you want from me? Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm giving up all these answers and I'm being scrutinized. I just gave the world like 3 good ideas, and they're not gonna do shit with it. The first one was a good good icebreaker at parties, and then 2 things about homeless people and criminals. And no one's going to take, I feel like it's going to fall on deaf ears.
Well, I sometimes first they ignore you.
Right.
Then they laugh at you and then they fight you.
Yeah.
And that's when you win with your homeless karate army.
I'd love to. I mean, when did guns come into this?
Guns?
I'm very pro Second Amendment. I want to make that clear. Because a lot of people are talking shit like Kump is not pro Second Amendment. I'm a fucking gun hand enthusiast. I love guns.
Yeah.
So I don't want people getting the idea that he's some kind of pussy he just cares about karate. It's not true. We also teach them to hunt. What if we get homeless people to hunt a deer? Aren't these hunters always going, there's so many deer and pigs and it's overrunning the country? Just get the homeless people to shoot them. We have an army of people here.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, giving them a kind of complete set of skills for wilderness living and survival,
right?
Combined with getting them to hunt deer for us. I mean,
that's how you make a free society.
That's
they're like the citizen militia of the 1700s, right? These are the Minutemen. Homeless people are the new Minutemen. We can be like, oh, I'm gonna get some guy who works at a fucking an investment bank. Oh, I gotta go home. I gotta drive half hour home and get my fucking guns and then come back to the city because shit's popping off. You want people who aren't busy during the day, who have who have all their shit on hand, right?
Yeah,
that's who you want because Minutemen. That was what they called the militia, right? Who are ready to go in a minute's notice, and we're gonna fight the British. Now, I mean, that literally would be the homeless.
Yeah. I mean, the Second Amendment, says something about a well-organized militia.
Right.
It's right there in front of us.
We can organize it with an app.
Right.
Now we have apps. Right? You put a fucking chip in the gun, so now we know where the guns are. So if someone loses their gun, we can track it with the chip, with the app.
That is great.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's like the militia of the golden age.
The only reason we haven't done it is corporate greed.
That's the only reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because people want, because Raytheon wants to, they want to use the homeless for, their purposes. They want to keep them busy. They probably, I don't know. I'm not going to accuse Raytheon of anything. I'm sure there's some people out there who are injecting homeless people with stuff just to see what happens, like guinea pigs.
Sure.
And I think it's terrible. I won't name companies because I'll be sued for gross slander. I don't know. I just want people to have confidence again. I want people to feel good about America. No matter what side of the aisle you happen to be on. Left or right or up or down. Outside, inside.
That's beautiful.
I'd love to, I don't know, make a drink out of like piss. Separately. Like, can we? I mean, we just piss into the toilets all day, right?
That's true.
Most of us piss in the toilets all day. I feel like it's a waste. Why can't we take that and like turn it into, like, why can't we use that to fight fires? Why didn't they just run piss to the fucking? You told me if you put piss in a fire hose, it won't put a fire out. Look, can you look it up for me?
Yeah.
Why didn't they just have all the toilets in LA run into the reservoir? For the fire pumps.
Oh, urinating on a fire will not be enough to put it out.
But they're assuming the piss you have in your dick or your pussy.
Right.
Whatever you call it.
They think we're just talking about drips and drabs.
I'm talking about like
we're talking about
a swimming pool full of piss.
A centralized supply. You're telling me
the whole idea of fighting fire, I think, is I mean, a big part of it is using the water. Doesn't like, it's not like fire's allergic to water. It suffocates it, right? It robs it of oxygen, the fire. You tell me if you shove a bunch of shit onto a fire, it's not gonna like stop the oxygen. You tell me oxygen just penetrates shit that easily? A bunch of nasty shit and piss. Just fucking dump a chemical toilet onto a fire. It's not gonna stop it. I gotta imagine it's doing something. I could have saved LA.
This page says it's fun and safe to pee on campfires.
But that's talking about.
So it's not like piss would inflame the fire.
Well, sure.
Like but it maybe would be slightly less effective than water, but not in giant
right.
supplies.
But it's not less effective than an empty tank of water. Because God knows why. Why was that tank empty? That giant reservoir. I don't know. Because no one was putting piss in it. These are ideas I have. And maybe we could also make a drink out of it. You filter it. And people will go, well, this, hey, you want to save the earth? Drink piss water. There's actually there's no piss inside. But we filtered it from piss. I thought you wanted to save the earth. I thought you cared. You don't care. Okay. You don't want to drink piss. There's no piss. We got it from piss. It's not like, when you drink orange juice, it's not an orange inside. It's the juice from the orange. This is the juice from the piss.
The juice.
I'm just saying. I don't know why this doesn't seem controversial to me.
Piss is the fruit of which this product is made.
Yes.
I mean, I've always wondered why piss isn't used for more things. It isn't filtered and used for more things. I think it has something to do with like maybe desalinating it or something.
Yeah, you have to take the salt out of it. Once you take the salt out of piss, it's just water.
Right.
Yeah, water is just salty. Piss is just salty water. So I mean, I don't know what people are even freaking out about. You eat salt, you eat water. What's the difference? Oh, piss, waste. It's a word you use, waste. It's a fucking made up word. I want people to remember that I tried to help them. Because honestly, it doesn't feel like society is going great. Like people are just very mad at each other, and like, they're just very on edge. And I'm giving them all these answers.
Well, many are capitalizing on these divisions. You're trying to heal them.
I'm trying to heal wounds. And you ungrateful fucking people. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable what I go through on a daily basis. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate the people who do care, who listen and love. And make sure you like and subscribe so we can get this piss water machine built. Also, patreon.com/RayCump. Extra episode every week. There's that. So either way, we'll see you next week. Have a great week.